Oh, hey guys. Yep. So yeah, I'm bored. I'm bored. So I'm gonna do a video. I don't know if I'm gonna post the video because this is gonna be kind of different. Anyways, how you guys doing out there? Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. So we'll start with a little disclaimer here. This video is for my entertainment and education purposes only. Any and everything I say could be wrong. Do your own research and come to your own conclusions. So, somebody asked me like if they were to do their own channel where they make original content. They asked me if they should do a disclaimer. And I don't really know. I'll say that. Well, how do I say this? I'll say, I think if you have trolls trolling you, then yeah. And it seems to work. I'm not really sure why. But if a person who does a channel where they do original content like I'm trying to do here, and they have trolls that troll them, doing the disclaimer kind of discourages the trolls a little bit. The malicious trolls, like really just malicious trolls that have no purpose. Yeah. If you have like extremely malicious trolls that troll with no purpose at all except for out of malice, then I would say, yeah, you might want to do a disclaimer. A buddy of mine pointed that out to me, and that's why I started doing it. Okay, so I started running a channel in 2016, and then but yeah, whatever. So I ended up like, over many years, I guess, over the years, I've had malicious trolls troll me. But so some funny things about that, like like YouTube. That's what's funny about YouTube. It's really cool, like on BitChute and probably even Rumble and stuff and Odyssey. It's been like a hip, slick, cool thing since 2019 or 2020 to hate on YouTube, you know. And the thing that's funny about that, hating on YouTube, is that back in 2019 and 2020, it may have been appropriate, and even 2021, 2022, and so on. But now we're in 2026. So starting in late 2024, all these other platforms just took such a fucking nosedive dump that now they all suck worse than YouTube. Arguably worse than YouTube. They censor as much as YouTube. They just have different ways of doing it. You know, you gotta if you really like think about how they can they can get censorship down to a science. The more the controllers, we'll call them, the more they can come up with more advanced ways of censoring people, and so it's a lot more advanced now. Like censorship is more effective and advanced now than it was in 2020. You know, and people think that there isn't censorship going on BitChute. Now I have a friend who thinks there isn't censorship going on BitChute, and that's okay. I mean, but I think I think that it's because my friend hasn't experienced it, or and whatever censorship he has experienced on these other platforms, it's so subtle that he doesn't really notice it, and that's okay. But there is it like censorship is as bad on every other platform as it is YouTube in 2026, and it was like that in 2025, and even in the late 2024. So, but it's funny because it's harder to do malicious trolling on YouTube than it is like BitChute and Odyssey and Rumble. YouTube doesn't put up with malicious trolling, and to me it's hilarious because like any malicious trolls who would try to troll me on YouTube now, it's just it ain't gonna work. So they don't even try. They just gave up. But anyways, doing a disclaimer, yeah, it deters malicious trolling, because then if they try to say anything, you can just say, well, I just admitted in the disclaimer that any and everything I say could be wrong. So, and I encouraged you to do your own research, come to your own conclusions. So you can't like come at me and try to tell me I have some agenda. I admitted in the beginning of the video that any and everything I say could be wrong. Like, what do I know? I don't fucking know. I'm just telling you what I think, what I see, my observations, whatever. So anyways, and then another like thing, someone else commented on my recent video and said that they had just subscribed to me, and I saw it, and then I clicked on it, and the comment isn't on there. So I don't know if the person deleted it or if YouTube like for some reason like took it down. So if it is that where for some reason it didn't show up, and the new subscriber wants to, if you wouldn't mind, maybe try commenting again, because that comment isn't showing up anywhere. And that's it. Okay, so now we'll get to the video. We're 7 minutes in. So I'm so bored, and there's nothing on like social media platforms. I just got done scrolling through the All tab in BitChute. This has been really crazy to me, but it's been going on so long that it's normalized now, but I'm still have a hard time adjusting to crazy stuff, And the thing that's crazy to me about BitChute, and I know that Rumble is not as good as BitChute. I already know this. Okay? I already know this. For the kind of content that I like to watch, it's more likely it's going to be on BitChute than Rumble and Odyssey, right? And so like all there is to watch. So okay, for example, on Rumble, all there is to watch is popular content. That's all there is. Popular and trendy content. Well, I can find popular and trendy content on YouTube, so why would I even use Rumble? Stupid. And I guess there's people that use Rumble, and I suppose they could try to defend it, but I don't see the point. I really don't. And all these cookie cutter channels, there's like cookie cutter channels every fucking where on all these platforms, all these cookie cutter channels. I can't stand cookie cutter channels. It's so just mind numbing to watch cookie cutter channels. Another type of channel that I just really have a hard time getting into is channels that all they do is mirror other people's content. It's like, why? There is no original creation going on there. It's just like, I'm just going to download someone else's video and then upload it onto my channel. Why? And then what's even crazier about that is a lot of these mirror channels, they mirror popular and trendy videos. It's like, why, dude? And so it just blows my mind. Like the mirror channels and cookie cutter channels, they're the same. A mirror channel is a cookie cutter channel. That's all it is. I'm going to download all these popular and trending videos and upload them onto my channel. Like, why would anybody do that? Except for to make money, I guess. It's like, what? That's so weird. Like, all these people that create these mirror channels and these cookie cutter channels, they are a big part of what has completely destroyed um, all these platforms, to where that's all these platforms are, is just a bunch of mirror channels that mirror popular trendy content, cookie cutter channels that try to that basically try to do the same thing that all these popular and trending channels do, and then popular and trending channels, and that's like 95% of all content on all platforms is just popular and trending channels, mirror channels that mirror popular and trending videos, and cookie cutter channels that try to emulate what popular and trending channels do. It's like, what the fuck, dude? It's so lame. It's so lame. Like, it's unbelievable. Okay, so I'm scrolling through BitChute in the alt tab to try to find something, and that's all it is: mirror channels that mirror popular and trending videos, cookie cutter channels that try to emulate what popular and trending channels do, and popular and trending channels. That's it. That's all there is. Holy shit, man. And it's like sifting through a haystack to find a needle, to find anything other than that. Mirror channels, cookie cutter channels, and the pop trendy channels. And there just aren't any good popular and trending channels. The only one I can find is Asmongold, and it's not really, I mean, I don't have anything against Asmongold, but you know, it's just he's just telling his audience what his audience wants to hear, and do, you know, it's there's not really any originality, and Asmongold is as good as it's gonna get, and there is no originality. He just talks about whatever's in the news, whatever's trending in the news. Oh, so Somalia, the Somalians in Minnesota, and Tim Walz is what's trending in the news right now, so that's what he talks about. And it's just like, and there's no originality to it. Like, there is no originality to it. It's just the same old shit. Oh, I'm tired of these immigrants. I'm tired of these colored people. You know, I'm tired of these feminists. I'm tired of these Karens. You know, I'm tired of these libtards. You know, I'm tired of these LGBTs. Like, dude, this is the same shit. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, if Asmongold wasn't the only fucking thing on, it's just like that Bruce Springsteen song from the 80s that says 57 channels and nothing's on. Well, now it's 57 million channels and nothing's on. It's like that's worse. Back in the 80s, mainstream media sucked back then. Bruce Springsteen even did a song about it. You know, like, TV fucking sucks, so you get cable, and now instead of having 7 channels, you have 57 channels, and even when you have cable, there's still nothing on. Well, now it's even worse. Now it's 57, that's probably 57 billion channels and nothing's on, right? Like, things aren't getting any better, you guys. Like, this is retarded. And it's just so pathetic to watch all these people cope. All these people cope, championing how great the internet is and how the internet is just bringing it to you, man. The internet's just breaking into the mainframe, you know, and broadcasting the truth. This time it's the truth now. It's just dumb. So this is going to probably be a long video because I already gone. So because I'm so fucking bored, because there's 50 billion channels and all there is that's on is Asmongold, like, I'm doing a video. 57 billion channels and all that's on is Asmongold. 57 billion channels and all that's on is Asmongold. Yeah, this video is brought to you by Coca-Cola or Pepsi, whatever. All right, so I'm going to talk about dreams. I guess that was the idea. All right, so dreams. I just want to kind of go over, I guess, vlog. I'm vlogging the craziest dreams that I've had. And so this is going to be a long video because these are going to be the craziest dreams that I can draw from memory. And I'm going to try to explain them. The first craziest dream that I can remember that has stuck with me to this day. I was very, very young. I don't even remember how young I was. I was probably 2 or 3 years old, okay? And I had a dream, so weird. I had a dream that I was at some kind of circus or something, right? Now, my dreams are going to get crazier than this. This is just the earliest weird dream. I was at like some, I was at like a fair. I think it was like a state fair, something like that, in my dream. And I had to go to the bathroom. So I went into the bathroom at the state fair, and I'm in the bathroom, and I'm in the stall, and I hear this rattling, and it sounded like a rattlesnake rattle. And then I was looking, and I could see the shadow, and it was the shadow of Medusa coming into the bathroom. I could see the shadow, and I could hear the rattle, and it was coming into the bathroom. Medusa. That was the first weird dream that I can remember. Okay, so then I've got a couple other dreams that were really crazy. I've had a lot of crazy, but these are the ones that just really stand out in my mind. You know how it's hard to remember a lot of dreams, but there are dreams that just really stand out in your mind. Okay, one of the first ones that just really fucking stood out like crazy, man. I think I was in maybe the 8th or 9th grade, and I was in my bedroom, and I fell asleep, right? And holy shit, dude, holy shit. Like as soon as I fell asleep, I was in a deep sleep. Like I fell asleep really quick, and I went like straight into like a deep sleep, okay? And I was in hell. Like that was it. There wasn't any kind of transition into hell. It was just like I fall asleep, I fall into a deep sleep, and then all of a sudden I'm in hell. And everything was black. I couldn't see anything. But I knew I was in hell. And then somehow I could start seeing what was going on. It might have had to do with my eyes adjusting to the blackness. And I was surrounded by all these fucking like insanely evil demons. And they were like everywhere, and they were all focused on me. And they started like torturing my soul. And they were all of them. There was like masses of them, and they were all around me, and they all just started torturing me. And I could feel it. Okay. And so, and it was like one of the scariest fucking, it was so intense. I was literally in hell, surrounded by masses of demons. They were all focused on me, and they were just ripping up my soul apart. It was just so insane. And then all of a sudden I wake up. Okay, I wake up, and I'm in my bed, in my bedroom. Everything is the same. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was so tripped the fuck out. What in the fuck just happened, right? And so then I'm laying in bed, and I notice that my door is open a little bit. And I can feel that there's someone just outside my fucking bedroom door. And I can feel it, like that they're like looking in my fucking bedroom. And then I'm like getting scared again, because this isn't even a dream. Like this is real. And I can almost see the person. And the door is just barely cracked. There's a little bit of light. And I'm like getting fucking super fucking scared. Like, what the fuck? So I'm frozen in bed. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then I can tell that they walked away from my door, and they started going upstairs, because I lived in a 3-bedroom house. And I was tripping the fuck out. Like, who is in the house? Is it like a burglar or somebody broke into the house? So then, out of curiosity, because I knew the person wasn't at my door anymore, and I think I even heard him go up the stairs. And so, out of curiosity, I slowly get up out of bed, and I start creeping up the stairs. And I'm looking. And then I go, and I lived in a three bedroom house. My bedroom was in the basement, so I'm creeping up the stairs really, and there's nothing on the second floor. There's nobody. Everything is like normal, right? And so then I'm like thinking, did they go up to the top floor? And my parents' bedroom is the top. So I sneak up because I didn't want to get in trouble with my parents either, right? But also I was like, who the fuck is in the house? So I go up the second flight of stairs up to my parents' bedroom, and I get up there, and like the door is open enough where I can look inside, and there's all these fucking children, and they're all surrounding an obelisk. There's a big obelisk in my fucking parents' room, and there's all these strangers, like these children that I've never seen before, and they're all surrounding the obelisk. And they're all like worshiping it or something. And so then I'm like looking in more, and then my dad's in there. And my dad's in there with all these fucking weird children. And as I'm talking about this and then I woke up. So I had a dream within a dream. I had never had a dream within a dream before, and even if I had, never like that, because even if I ever did have a dream within a dream, it was never where everything was exactly the same. Dude, I'm telling you, when I was in hell, I fell asleep and I'm immediately in hell in a deep sleep, and I'm getting like raped and tortured. My soul's getting raped and tortured by demons. Like, I'm just surrounded by masses of demons. When I fucking woke up from that, where I thought I woke up, but I was still in the dream, dude, everything was the same. Like my bed, because I was looking around, everything was the same. It was exactly identical to my bedroom. And I've never had a dream like that before, bro. It was the fucking craziest shit. And so, and at that time, well, my dad was married to my stepmom. So I had a stepmom and 3 step siblings. And I think that has something to do with like all these strangers, like these children that I've never seen before. They're in my dad's room, and my dad's with them and shit, and they're all like worshiping an obelisk. It was fucking weird, dude. I've always tried to figure out, what does that dream mean? Never could really figure it out totally, but I've had some kind of realizations and revelations from it, but I don't even remember what they are. Anyways, then I had another dream that within the year or two of that one. Okay, so this other dream, this was another one that really stuck with me. So I had this in real life. I had this girlfriend, and she was crazy. Okay, and we had broken up, but then she was just. We would always argue and everything. There was a bad toxic relationship. And even after we broke up, she's still calling me and arguing about stupid shit. And she was just kind of like stalking. It was weird. In real life, she was subtly stalking me. Like, she was obsessed and stuff. And so around this time when all this was going on, I had a dream about it. And in my dream, like, she's in my dream, and she is fucking hardcore stalking me in my dream, and I can't get away from her. I'm just trying to get away from her, and she's just planning and scheming and conspiring, and it's like for days just wouldn't leave me alone in the dream. Like, it went on for days, and she was just always fucking conspiring and sending her fucking creepy, flying monkey friends after me in my dream. And I just wanted to get away from her. I just didn't want to have nothing to do with her anymore. But in the dream, she's just constantly, right? So it was a reflection of what was happening. And so in the dream, I remember I'm fucking driving and she's following me with the car. Like she's just like following me, bro. And I remember my wheels had these kind of superpowers. They were like, and so I'm fucking like driving really fast, get away from her and shit. And she's not. I'm not able to get away. Whatever I do, she's like always right there, following me, nagging and fucking conspiring and all this shit. And so I can't remember if I was driving when this happened or what exactly, but it got to the point where no matter what I did, she was just always right behind me, right there, all around. And in the dream, so I'm dreaming this, right? And then this was crazy. It was what do they call that? It's called what is that called? Lucid. I became lucid in the dream. It's called lucid dreaming. So while this dream goes on, all of a sudden I realized this is a dream. I became completely lucid and I realized I'm dreaming. This isn't even real. I'm dreaming. And I realized that in the dream. And so once I realized I'm dreaming, I started to realize I have all this power. I am like the God of this reality. I became so lucid in the dream, I started to realize like I can do anything in this dream. And so once I realized all this in the dream, I immediately became like a giant, like the size of Galactus. If you know about comic books like Silver Surfer and like Thanos and Silver Surfer, and Galactus is like as big as a planet. Galactus is just huge. He's this huge motherfucker. He's like as big as the moon or something. Once I became lucid in my dream, I realized I can do anything I want. I'm basically like God in this dream. And as soon as I realized that, I became this massive giant, like the size of Galactus. And I looked down at my ex-girlfriend. And I don't know I can't remember if I stepped on her or I crushed her with my fist. But that's what I did. Like I went, basically went to just squash her like a bug. And right as I came like this fucking close to fucking just splattering her into guts and blood and stuff, the real true God pulled me out of the dream and woke me up. I was coming down to smash her like a bug. And like if this is her, that's about the size she was compared to me in the dream. And this is her, and like right as my fist got like this close, where I was coming down, and right as my fist got to right about here, the real God, which I'm not, even in my own dreams I'm not, the real God, something like way more powerful than me in my dream, just like immediately pulled me out of the dream, and I woke up. And I was like, what the fuck, right? So that was a crazy dream. These are just dreams that have stuck with me, that are the craziest ones. So the next one that I could draw from memory after thinking about that one, the next one was what I'm trying to remember. Okay, it was like 2002 or 2003 when I had this next dream, and this was another one that was super crazy because I've never experienced anything like this. This is so crazy. And it's similar, okay? And so I had this dream, okay? I was totally exhausted. I had so much shit going on. I was so fucking tired. It was I didn't even get to sleep until like 2:30 or 3 in the morning. I was some really crazy shit going on in my life. And I was super exhausted. I remember when I finally got to my apartment, as soon as I laid down, I was out. I just went out. Okay. So then I'm dreaming. And so I'm dreaming, okay? And in the dream, I'm in this kind of like room. It's it's like a conference room. I'm in like a conference room, but I think it's in a church or something, some kind of thing like that. And I come in and I sit down at the table, and there's a bunch of people all around the table, right? And I sit down, and somebody starts kind of talking, and I just kind of like facilitating. It's some kind of meeting going on, and so I'm just sitting there, and there's this super hot chick in there, right? And she's totally like, she likes me, and I don't know why, and she's just like really into me for some reason. And some of the other people in the room, they start to notice that this chick is like giving me the she's like giving me the googly eyes and everything, right? And then she gets up and she comes over and she starts like talking to me, like and sits down next to me and is like really like, aggressively flirting with me, right? And so then it's more people start to notice it in the dream, like more people in this, and I don't even know what to do. I'm just like, what do you do? I'm trying to not disturb everyone, but at the same time, I'm like, well, she's super hot, so I'm like, kind of like, wow, this is cool, right? And I'm trying to play it cool, and I'm trying to kind of like get her to, it's not really appropriate because we're doing this thing, right? And then these like two or three guys, they get up and they're wearing suits and shit, and they look all important. They get up and they come over to me, and they basically are telling me I have to leave because I'm disrupting everything. And they're like security. They don't dress like security guards. They're dressed kind of like Agent Smith, from the Matrix. And there's like two or three of them, and they come up to me when I'm not even doing it. It's her that's doing it, and I'm trying to like get it, like I'm trying to manage the situation as best I can, where I'm like, I'm just trying to not just disrupt whatever's going on, but it's her that's doing it. And I know that these guys are jealous. All the guys that they're noticing this hot chick is after me, and they're jealous. And so then three of them come over, and they're kind of like big, and they get like they get aggressive with me, like telling me I have to leave because I'm just like, what the fuck, right? So I'm like, fuck this, and I just get up and I leave. And so this is all happening in the dream. So then I walk out the building, and I'm just like, this is fucking bullshit, bro. Of course, that's what happens when the hot chick is coming after me. Then everybody's getting all butthurt. All these fucking douchebags get all butthurt, and so they try to fucking fuck with me. So I walk out of the building, and I just start walking down the sidewalk, and I'm kind of pissed, I'm just like, what bullshit. So I'm walking down the sidewalk, and then I notice those three guys. No, there was two of them. There might have been three. They're following. So I'm looking. I'm like, what the fuck, right? And I'm like, dude, this is retarded. So I just keep walking. I act like I don't notice them, and then I just like turn. I make a turn at the next block, and I turn, and so then I start walking the other way. And then I look, and they turn also, and they keep following me. And I'm like, this is fucking bullshit, bro. Like, this is such fucking bullshit. So then I get to the next block, and I make another turn, because I'm trying to just like go away from me. I don't want nothing to do with you. Just stay the fuck away from me, man. You guys are totally retarded, right? I was so like disgusted with these guys. So I turn again. Anyways, they're still following me, right? So then I start walking more briskly and just trying to get away. And then I see another. I approach the next block, and there's a building, and I'm thinking this is a good opportunity. If I just keep walking briskly and keep turning, they'll eventually just give up, because I don't know what are they doing. So then I turn, and as soon as I turn, they're right there. Like they had taken some other route and anticipated where I was going. And so when I turn, they're just like right there, right? And they're big guys, and and shit and everything. And as soon as they were right there, my instinct completely took over. All my instincts just completely took over. Like it wasn't even me. It was just like instinct. Everything just a surge of nothing but instinct. And I just, because they were right there. As soon as I turned the corner, they're right there. My instinct immediately kicks in, like this surge of pure instinct. And I just smashed the one guy in the face. And before I can even think, I smashed the other dude in the face. Okay, so I smashed the one guy in the face. And before I can even think, I'm already going to punch the other guy. But as I smash the first guy, like his fucking skull cracks and his brain, part of his brain just starts coming out of his head while I'm going to hit the other guy. And then I hit the other guy in the face, and the same thing. His fucking shit cracks and his fucking brains just start coming out. Like these, I just like fucked these guys up with one hit. I just went boom, brains, boom, brains. And then I fucking completely woke up and I was like, what the fuck? And it disturbed me, bro. Because I have never had a dream where I killed some. Like I said, it was totally out of control. It was just an immediate fucking surge of pure instinct. That's it. And I just, as soon as they were right there, I didn't even anticipate it. I just turned the corner, all of a sudden they're right there. And before I could even think, I'm already hitting one guy. And as I'm swinging the other one, I could see the brains coming out of that guy's head while I'm swinging this way, and hit him, and his shit's coming out, his fucking shit's coming. It was pure violence, and it was all in color. It was all like very real. It was extremely real. Like it was like so real. Okay. So when I woke up, I was totally shocked. I was very disturbed. Because I've never had a dream like that before. Okay, now the next one. Now, mind you, I've had other crazy dreams. These are the ones that really stuck out. And I know I have other dreams that I could remember, but these are the ones that have always just kind of stuck with me, where they're at the forefront. I don't have to go digging into memory for. So this one, this is another one. This one's crazy, bro. This one is really super crazy. Okay, and it bleeds into reality. That's what's weird, you know. Well, okay, for example, like I've had the dream of the Shadow Man. I think they call him the Shadow Man, and sometimes there's two. And I've had it all throughout my life, where I'm asleep, and it's called paralysis, where I become totally paralyzed, and I'm trying to wake myself up, and I can't, and I can feel that there's somebody there, and like you know, I've had those, of course, but those are very standard dreams. Everybody has them, right? Maybe not everybody, but a lot. It's a worldwide phenomenon, and I've had those dreams many times. Probably you guys have too. It's sleep paralysis, where I become like totally paralyzed. I can't move, and I'm trying to wake myself up, and I can see there's somebody there, and I can't even move, and I realize I'm dreaming. I'm trying to wake up, and that person is there, and they're like a dark evil presence. And I'm like, fuck, and I know I'm sleeping, and I'm paralyzed, and I'm trying to wake myself up, and I can't. It's called sleep paralysis. I've definitely had those. But that's whatever. This next dream, but that sleep paralysis is an example of how where it kind of bleeds into reality, where I am literally paralyzed, and I know I have sleep paralysis. I'm lucid of having sleep paralysis. Like, that's pretty creepy, dude. It's pretty crazy. And I know I'm dreaming that there's this dark entity right there, and I'm trying to wake up, and I can't because I'm in a state of sleep paralysis. That's an example of dreams bleeding into reality. It's fucking weird, right? So, but this is a dream. This is a dream where the dream bled into reality. Okay, so this was in like 2015. Yes, it was 2015. I had started binge watching the X-Files. And you know why? Because YouTube started aborting itself. I was seeing in real time, like YouTube went from being really awesome to just like totally aborting itself at a rapid pace. And so I'm like, dude, I'll just watch the X-Files. Fuck it, right? So I started binge watching X-Files. And, okay. And, and I was watching them in a consecutive order. Uh, so, anyways, and also at that time, I had started a journey into solitary practitioner of Wicca. And the reason I was doing that is because I had this desperate sense that I needed to really seek and pursue spirituality. I had this desperation within me to seek and pursue spirituality because I knew I needed it. You know, you know, it's whether people believe it or not, it's a necessity, and it's something I believe people should seek, ought to be seeking. You know, and I really wanted to double and triple down and make greater efforts um, to have a spiritual element in my life. And the only thing at the time that really spoke to me was Wicca. Was those kind of things. And so because I didn't really have anything else, I just decided I need to get the ball rolling. I need to start doing something. And so I just said, fuck it, I'll just start doing this solitary practicing of benign Wicca, where it's just benign. It's not like casting spells on people. So anyways, so I started doing that, and I started doing rituals, like doing, ritual practices. Um, and they were pretty, like I would spend like 2 hours doing the whole thing. I had I had everything. I had all the tools. I had a cauldron. I had a broom. I had the white handled knife and the black handled knife. I had a wand. I had all these things, and I had purified them, like cleansed. All my tools had been cleansed. They were all buried for like 2 days. I went the extra mile. I really did. Okay, so I'd been doing this stuff just to go through the motions of doing something spiritual, like going through the ritualistic motions. Okay, and I would what is that? I can't even remember what that's called anymore. But so basically, what you do is you have is it a shrine? I guess you would call it a shrine. I can't remember the term for it. But then you would have all your tools there, and then you would set a stone on east, east, west, north, and south. You'd have a stone on east that's facing east of the what is it called? Uh, I can't remember what it's called. I apologize, but it's like a not a I guess you would call it a shrine. I can't remember. And so then you would place a stone on the east, then you would place a stone on the south or north, and then you place a stone on west, and you place a stone on the north. and then you use like purple and yellow string, cast the circle, I think it's called. It's casting the circle. So you cast the circle. I did the whole thing, and it's a really kind of a long process, and you use all the tools and like the daggers and the wand. You use all this stuff and the yellow and purple yarn or string, and you actually walk it around the fucking, and it's all done in a particular order. You have to start on one stone, a particular east, and then go around the circle. So that, I think that casting the circle, I think it's called. And then you use the wand to open a gate so that you can you can go outside the circle. If you want to go outside the circle, you have to use the wand to open the gate, and then you have to close it to preserve the circle. And sometimes there's reasons that you need the gate. You have to exit, go outside the gate and come back in. And so I did all this, okay? And so I made a broom as part of one of my tools. I made my broom and out of pine pine tree things, right? And wrapped it up, and so there's the pine, and then there's the handle was wrapped up. And then part of the practitioner of Wicca is to have a home for all your tools, and a broom under a person's bed is a way to enhance kind of the Wiccan spiritual process and stuff. And so I had put the broom. I after I made it and cleansed it and everything, which is like a 3-day process to do, just to make a broom and cleanse it is like a 3-day process, right? And then and so then I put it under my bed, okay, and at the time I had been binge watching the X-Files, and so then I had it under my bed, and I went to sleep, right? I fell asleep watching the X-Files. And so, okay, so check this out. This is the dream. Okay, I start dreaming, and I'm in San Francisco, and it's in the near future. It's like 2029 or something, in the near future, 2032, something like that, right? So everything is similar but different. Okay, and I'm working at a bakery in San Francisco. And there's people there that I know. What's her name? I can't remember her name. She was a sexy, hot lesbian. And she was actually a coworker of mine at a bakery I worked at a couple of years prior. And so she's there at the bakery, and I'm there. And the bakery is like kind of a dungeon. It's like really dark, and it's all bricks. It's all like dark gray bricks all around. And we're working in the bakery, right? And the reason I'm working at a bakery in San Francisco is because my mom is like, she's so old now that I have to take care of her. So that's why I'm living in San Francisco working at the bakery, because I'm taking care of my elderly mom, right? And so I get off of work at the bakery. I start going home to my mom because I got to take care of my mom. And so I leave the bakery, and I start walking through the San Francisco streets to get home. And I remember I was trying to cross the street, and all the cars go way faster, okay, because it's set in the near future. And everybody drives way faster. And everybody drives way crazier, too. And so it's like dangerous just to cross the street. And so then I get an opportunity to cross the street, and I start crossing, and the guy that's driving a van sees me, and he intentionally starts speeding up because he wants to hit me. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm like running to fucking, like, I have to like really, I barely escape getting hit by it because the guy is like intentionally trying to hit me. And he's like, looks like working class, and he just pretends like he wasn't trying to hit me and speeds away. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking like, God, these people are so fucking disgusting pigs, right? That's what I'm thinking as I keep walking. And then I want to cut through this parking lot. There's this parking lot, and I want to cut through it because I'm trying to go as the crow flies. And so as soon as I start approaching this parking lot, all of a sudden there's these people that start putting up all these things to prevent anyone getting into the parking lot. And it's all Chinese. They're all Chinese women, and they're all dressed up like flight attendants. And they're all just like, almost like they know I'm going to cut through the parking lot, and they're all coming out like Karens, kind of. But they're all Chinese, and they're all like somewhat attractive, and stuff. And then they're all wearing flight attendant uniforms, and they're all like putting up the barricades. like these barricades, and it's just another thing where it's like, what a bunch of assholes. They know I'm trying to cut through there. It's almost like they did that on purpose. And so I'm able to cut through barely, right? And then for some reason I end up having to go to this apartment, and I don't really know why. So I go in there, and I get in there, and it's this really tiny apartment, like it's super fucking tiny, you know. And I get in there, and there's this like, he's maybe 7-year-old Hispanic kid, and he's like kind of right there, right when I get in. And then as soon as I get in, he has a crossbow, and he fucking tries to shoot me. But I'm not like an intruder or nothing. There was some reason I was supposed to be there. I can't remember what it was, but there was some reason I was supposed to go in. And then this child is in there, and the child's all crazy. So you see where this is going. Like, everybody in San Francisco is like way crazier. Like, they're gonna try to hit you with their car. They're like super Karen, like Karen 2.0. Everybody's Karen 2.0. Everybody wants to run you over with their car. And then I get into this apartment, and even the 7-year-old kid is totally insane. Like, as soon as I get in there, just for fun, he wants to shoot me with a real crossbow, just for fun. And it's like totally normal. It's totally normal. And so he fucking tries to shoot me, and he barely fucking misses me, and I'm like, fuck, and then I like dive behind the kitchen counter, and I'm hiding behind the kitchen counter. I'm like, fuck. And this kid, he's starting to load another arrow, because he wants to kill me. And so then I'm like, fuck. So I barely escape the apartment as he's loading up another arrow in his crossbow. You know, I'm like, fuck this, dude. And then I'm like, I gotta get to fucking my mom, right? So then I'm right near the Golden Gate Bridge, and so I get onto the Golden Gate Bridge, and the Golden Gate Bridge, that is like way more lanes on the Golden Gate Bridge now. Like, they added like 3 or 4 more lanes on each side, right? And everybody's driving way faster than they normally are. Okay. And I'm on the sidewalk, and I'm walking. I have to walk across the Golden Gate Bridge and get to the other side. And so I'm just walking. All these cars are just fucking crazy, right? And then I'm looking, and I can sense and kind of see there's some kind of chaos going on way over on the other end of the bridge. And I don't know what it is though, but there's like chaos happening. I can tell there's some kind of chaos, right? But I can't really tell like what it is. And so I just keep walking, because I'm like, I got to get home. I don't know, some kind of weird chaos going on all the way on the other end of the bridge. But all these cars, they drive really fast anyway. And so I'm walking, and I can tell there's like a bunch of chaos way over on the other side of the bridge. So I'm walking toward it, because I have to cross the bridge, wondering like, what the fuck is going on? And then as I continue walking, I can start to notice that what it is all these people are fleeing the other end of the bridge. Like, there's something so insane going on the other side of the bridge that everybody's trying to go back to this side of the bridge, right? And as soon as I notice that's what it is, that's what the chaos is, there's like all these trucks carrying cranes. There's like a whole line of them, like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 trucks carrying big tall cranes on their truck, and they're all trying to flee along with everyone else because of whatever's happening on the other side of the bridge. And then that's when I realized, like, fuck, and because all vehicles drive so much faster, because I'm in the future, you know, I'm like it's like 2030, all right? And so these fucking trucks with these trains are coming. These trucks with these cranes are approaching at a very fast speed. So they're way over there, and now all of a sudden they're like getting way close, like so fucking close. I'm like, I'm fucked. And then I see there's some kind of advanced being. I don't know if it's interdimensional being, like interdimensional demon being. or something like that is what's freaking everybody out and making everybody. There's some like crazy being over there, alien demon, some kind of alien interdimensional demon type being, some kind of threat, and that's why everybody. And then these trucks with the cranes, they're coming so fast and they're driving so panicked that they start like tipping, and they start tipping, and they're coming right at me. Like as the cranes are tipping, they're coming right at me. And because vehicles go so much faster in 2030 than they do now, like it's like all of a sudden I'm at a crossroad, and I have to think like now. And the crossroad is I'm either gonna like let these fucking cranes smash me and kill me, or I have to jump off the bridge. And it was all so quick. Like I had to think like immediately. I had to decide like right now. Like all of a sudden it's like right now I have to decide either to let these fuckers kill me or jump off the bridge, which is gonna kill me too. And so my instinct again like totally took over, and I just jumped. I jumped off the bridge because they were coming at me. And so obviously like I'm not gonna survive jumping off the bridge, but I guess in my subconscious, I realize I have more of a chance of surviving jumping off this bridge than I do fucking thinking I'm gonna survive this, because I'm fucked. So I just jumped right off the fucking bridge, assuming I'm gonna die. Like I'm dead anyways, right? And as soon as I jump, like I jump off the bridge, the cranes, and as soon as I jump, everything happens like super fast. So I jump, as barely missing the cranes. And then I'm immediately captured by some kind of spaceship, a UFO spaceship. And I remember what it looked like. I saw it, and it was a triangle. It was like the spaceship or interdimensional ship or whatever it was a triangle, and it just like grabbed me right as I jump. It just, and all of a sudden I'm like in this spaceship, and the pilot's right there. Okay, and I'm looking at the pilot, and he looks like the most, this guy who's flying this thing, whatever it is, he looks like the most plain guy you would ever see in your life. Like, totally forgettable person. He's just like the most plain gray man. Like, he's just a gray man, like totally plain. He had pox all over his face from when he used to have zits when he was a kid. He was older than me, but he's like had all these pox all over his face, just like your most Joe Blow, plain ass garden variety Joe Blow, and he's just like sitting there, and he knows I'm looking at him, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look, and there's a bunch of people on this thing, whatever it is, this ship, this interdimensional ship or whatever it is. There's all these people on it, and they're all from India. They're all like from India or Somalia or something. They're all like that. They're all dark skinned, and they're all like looking at me like they hate white people. I'm a white, blonde hair, blue eyed white guy, and they're all like super pissed that I'm there, and they're all like mean mugging me. And I'm on this fucking thing, and we're going so fast that we're traveling past, we're traveling, like, I don't know, hundreds of miles a minute or something. And so as we're traveling, you can see everything. You can see, right? And we're traveling, and we enter into this big desert area. We're like in this desert area, and as soon as we get into the desert area, you can start to see mushroom cloud of nuclear bombs going off in the distance, like the far distance, but close enough where it's obvious, like there's nuclear bombs going, and fucking we're flying, right? And then I wake up, and I'm like, what in the fuck, right? Super crazy dream. It was so crazy that the first thing I did when I woke up is I fucking got pen and paper out, and I wrote it all down. Because I'm like, dude, I don't know if this dream is prophetic or what. So I wrote as detailed of a description of the dream as I could. Okay. So then I've been binge. So I'm awake. Okay. Now I've been binge watching X-Files, and so you know, later on, I turn on the next episode of the X-Files, whatever the next episode was. Okay, and I'm watching this episode, and the episode is of Fox Mulder. Trying to remember what's the main thing. Well, the cigarette man has kidnapped Fox Mulder and like drugged him up so bad that Fox Mulder thinks he's like 90 years old. Okay, so Fox Mulder is hallucinating so bad on these drugs, and Fox Mulder doesn't even know he's like tied down to a table in a science in a lab. It's Smoking Man's lab, and they're doing all these crazy experiments on Fox Mulder, all at the behest of Cigarette Man. And they've got him injected with all this crazy shit to where Fox Mulder, he has no awareness. He's like hallucinating. Even though he's strapped on a table, being experimented on like a guinea pig. In his mind, he's not. In his mind, he's still alive, and he's doing this and he's doing that, and he's aging, so he's getting older, and he's living his life, and he's getting older and older, and then he's just living all of his life in like a couple days, not knowing that he's being experimented on, and it's like a dream. It's like he's dreaming, but he doesn't know he's dreaming. He thinks it's all real. And so then it shows Fox Mulder as he continues to live his life, and he's an old man. He's like 90 years old, and he's bedridden, and he's laying in bed. And then the cigarette man comes in and has to tell him that Scully died. And then Mulder starts crying, and he's got like gray hair and wrinkled skin, and he can't even get out of bed because he's so old and geriatric, right? And then fucking cigarette man's like, basically he's like, why do you have all this stuff? This room is so dark. You need to get some sunlight in, make you feel better. And Mulder's like, he's still crying because Scully supposedly died. He's like, yeah, okay, just open the window, okay. And so then the Smoking Man takes the curtains, like, because there's all these thick curtains blacking out all the windows. And he opens up the curtains. As soon as he does, when he opens the curtains, the window outside, it's that same desert area. And then these triangle ships start flying around. And as soon as they start flying around, and it's all right outside the window. All right outside the window. It's that same desert, same triangle ships flying, and then nuclear explosions going off in the far distance, and you can see the big mushroom cloud. And that's what Fox Mulder is seeing when he looks out the window. It's just a vast desert. These triangle ships start flying right outside the window, and then all these fucking is just exactly like my dream I had just had. Like the exact thing. Okay, now how do you explain that? Because I never seen that episode. So basically, I had a clairvoyant experience in my dream. I had a clairvoyant experience of seeing what was going to happen in the next X-Files episode. How does that happen? Okay, first of all, how does that happen, and why? Why would I have a clairvoyant dream showing me what was going to happen in the next X-Files episode of the being in the desert and those exact same triangle ships flying around in that exact desert, and then nuclear explosions just like in my dream going off in the distance? See, only in my dream I was in one of those triangle ships and I could see it was the exact. How does that happen? Like, that's like clairvoyant. I had a clairvoyant dream that told me what was going to happen in the next X-Files episode before I watched that X-Files episode. How, first of all, but even more importantly is why. Why? Very weird, right? Now that reminds me of another dream I had, but which was several years prior. This would have been in 2000, probably 2002. Wait, no, this was in like 2000. Wait, around 9/11. Okay, actually, yes, it was. It was like this dream was like 3 months after 9/11 happened, and I was in jail in Eugene, Oregon. I was in jail in Eugene, Oregon when I had this dream. I had just gotten admitted into jail, and it was a general population dorm. So I was in this dorm with like 20 other inmates. Okay, not a place that I want to be. So I'm in this fucking dorm with like 20 other inmates in Eugene, Oregon. And I'm like, fucking, this sucks so bad, right? So I fall asleep that night. When I fall asleep, I had this crazy dream, dude. In this dream, in this dream, I'm in like Africa. And I'm me. Blonde hair, blue eye, white skin, and I'm surrounded by all of these tribal Africans, and they're all in their tribal garb, tribal mask, everything, and they're all surrounding me, and they think I'm Jesus Christ, and they want to kill me. I don't know why. I don't know if the reason they want to kill me is because out of malice or because they think that by killing me, it's gonna like save them. My blood is gonna save them. But they do. They all surround me and they all fucking kill me. But obviously I wake up before I'm like totally killed. But they're like sticking me with spears and everything. They're just killing me, basically crucifying me. I got surrounded by, it was in Africa, and they were all, it's a crazy dream, right? Anyways, so those are just the ones that kind of have stuck with me over the years. And that I kind of feel like they're almost prophetic dreams. Like there's some meaning behind these dreams. There's some reason that these dreams happen, right? But I've never been able to crack the code on the dreams. I've never been able to crack the code on them. But anyways, those are some dreams. So I did this video because I was bored, and I don't know, what is this video, an hour? Oh fuck, hour and 10 minutes. So we'll see you boys.